Summer travel should be exciting and stress-free. But every year, travelers make the same avoidable mistakes that can lead to discomfort, delays, and even ruined vacations. Today, I'm sharing the 7 most common travel mistakes that travelers make during summer and try to help you avoid those so you can enjoy your travel adventure. The number 1 travel mistake is the weather. I always make sure that I check the weather several times while I'm packing and make sure I check it again the day before I leave, because weather changes, especially in coastal areas and tropical areas. So you want to be sure that you're ready in your travel adventure for whatever can pop up. So do a quick check on the day that you're packing before you leave so you can add in or take out those things that you don't need on your travel adventure. Over planning your travel days. That's a big one for a lot of people. You always want to squeeze in a lot of great times and great moments during your travel adventure, but sometimes that ends up being really stressful. So what I like to do is just make sure I pack in 1, maybe 2 big events during the day that I'm going to do, and then if I have some free time after that or in between, make sure that I have some downtime to maybe just go to a cafe, relax, regroup, think about and plan everything we need to do for the next adventure, or just enjoy that downtime. It's really important that you have that so that you can keep those travel adventures stress-free. This next one sounds really obvious because we all think about hydrating, but during summer travel adventures, it can get really hot and humid, which means you need to hydrate more often. And that means you either need to buy a bunch of water or be prepared and have a water bottle with you that you can refill during your travel adventures. And if you're going to be going somewhere where you're a little iffy about the water, make sure that you have something that maybe be able to filter the water, or buy some electrolyte packets and make sure that you put those in your water and use bottled water so that way you're getting safe drinking water during your travel adventures. But it's really important to stay hydrated. So if you feel yourself maybe getting a headache or a little foggy or something like that, try drinking some water first, relaxing where it's really cool, especially during those times between those big travel plans. Take that little break, stay hydrated, and make sure that everyone is ready to go on to their next part of the travel adventure. This is something that I don't think a lot of people talk about, and that is booking your flights. And if you book a midday flight, that means there's more chance that something's going to happen. It's more crowded at the airports. The heat during the day means there could be operational things that happen at the airports that cause delays and things like that. And when you're flying, it creates a lot more turbulence with afternoon flights. So if you can, book a morning flight, because the planes are already at the airport. They're not waiting for a plane to come in usually. And it usually means that your flight's going to be on time and it's not flying in that midday where there could be quite a bit of turbulence. Yes, you're going to have to get up a little early in the morning, but it'll pay off at the end because you won't be stuck at an airport and missing part of your travel adventure. Summer is peak travel season, which means there are going to be a lot of people everywhere. Airports, attractions, crowded highways, things like that. So you want to be prepared and give yourself a little bit of extra time. One of the things I like to do is called skip the line tickets. So it's a really popular attraction. I try to get a skip the line ticket so that way I can skip to the front and not have to worry about standing in line for maybe 2 hours at an attraction just to get in and see it. So that is something you can try to do ahead of time. Also, I use Google Maps a lot because it lets me know while I'm on my destination traveling, am I going to run into a travel delay? And it gives me an approximate time for when I'm going to arrive. And if there is an accident or something, it's going to reroute me somewhere. So that way I'm not just sitting in traffic wondering when I'm going to get there. It'll reroute me and hopefully get me there on time or close to it. And that's just going to alleviate some of the stress that I feel during my travel adventures. I have made this mistake once and I will never make it again, and that was to buy brand new shoes and wear them on my travel adventure. I was miserable. You want to make sure that your shoes are, number 1, fit comfortably while you're at home, and number 2, that you've broken them in and that you know where those rub points are if there are shoes like bunions in places where you might have a rub spot, and bring some moleskin and things like that. And I always bring a little first aid packet like this that has moleskin, blister packs, things that I can put on beforehand to avoid any sort of blisters, because those kind of things can truly ruin your travel adventure. So be prepared, get yourself some comfortable shoes, an extra pair of socks, socks, bring those with you in your pack in case your socks get kind of wet and sweaty, and always have that little first aid pack just in case. Summer travel means summer sun, and yes, even on a day like this where it's not too sunny, you can still get a really bad burn. And I know a lot of us think of sunscreen all the time, but then when it comes to packing it, we're like, oh, I don't want to pack this big tube of sunscreen. Well, I don't do that. I usually buy a travel tube and I put it in my liquids bag. That'll be enough just to get me started, and then I will go ahead and buy sunscreen while I'm at my destination, maybe just a smaller tube, depending on how much you need to use. I also bring sun protection in the form of a hat, UV sunglasses, and one long sleeve shirt, generally white, that I can put on as a physical barrier. So for those of you who don't want to wear sunscreen, having a physical barrier, make sure you have something to protect you so you can keep from getting burned. Even on things like riding in a car or a train, you can sometimes burn right through the windows and stuff. So make sure you have sun protection for your travel adventure. Summer travel for me, especially when going back east or to a coastal area or a tropical area, means bugs. And usually that means mosquitoes. And I don't know about you, but I get bit by a mosquito and it's like, I get swollen like a bee sting. So I always like to pack a couple of things that are going to prevent me from getting bitten by mosquitoes, or at least try to prevent me from getting bit by mosquitoes. And if I do get bit, a few things are going to help me kind of ease that itch and pain of being bitten by a mosquito. And that way I don't end up coming home with lots of mosquito bites and a lot of scabs from scratching so often. And I also take this little thing for bee stings because I have had a reaction to bee stings, and I just like to have that just in case I get a bee sting on my travel adventures. So having these little things can just help you from feeling miserable, scratching like all night during your travel adventures. Those are going to help you enjoy your travel adventures this summer. Avoiding these summer travel mistakes can make the difference between a smooth or stressful summer travel adventure. So make sure that you check all of those so that you have a nice, smooth travel adventure this summer. If there's something that you've done on your travel adventures that kind of made your trip miserable, do me a favor and leave that in the comments so we can learn from you as well. If you like this video, do me a favor, hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more videos from me, hit the subscribe button, because I put a travel video out just about every week. Until the next time, remember folks, travel adventure favors the prepared. Happy travels.